Tonight, President Trump is signaling what could be a significant shift in his stance on immigration. Today, he told news anchors he may be willing to compromise, saying he'd be open to the idea of granting legal status to millions of undocumented immigrants who have not committed serious crimes.
And tonight is a big night for President Trump. In less than 2 hours, for the first time, the president will address a joint session of Congress.
And this speech sets a stage for his budget priorities and, of course, the course of the nation. ABC's Lana Zach is on Capitol Hill tonight.
For the first time in 8 years, a Republican president will address Congress. The tremendous potential not lost on the leadership of the Republican-led Senate and House chambers.
We are excited to welcome President Trump to the Capitol tonight, and we expect him to deliver a bold, optimistic message to the American people.
But there are questions about how unified the grand old party is heading into this speech. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham delivering the president a pre-speech message: don't value expediency over history.
Mr. President, stick to your guns. We're going to be judged by what we do, not how quickly we do it.
While other Republicans are questioning how President Trump intends to pay for his proposals, particularly the replacement for Obamacare.
Coming in as a Republican president with a net tax increase and a federal new entitlement program, right, that's your first big move, and then we got to do tax reform after that in the Republican conference. Good luck.
President Trump expected to ask Congress to make major cuts to things like foreign aid and the Environmental Protection Agency. Those funds are being redirected to military spending, boosting it by 10%. But on top of that, the president has called for $1 trillion investment in infrastructure and a massive border wall. Congress has not yet been presented with details on how that will be funded. Those issues are a likely focus of the Democrats' response. So-called dreamer and immigration activist Astrid Silva will join former Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear in giving the Democratic response.
For his part, the president sees this as an opportunity to persuade Congress as well as the American public. Asked earlier how he felt his administration was doing, he said A+ in terms of effort, but a C in terms of messaging. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Lana Zach, ABC News.
And you can watch the president's address tonight right here on Denver 7. It starts at 7 o'clock, and you will also see the Democratic response that will follow.
And tonight, each member of Congress is allowed to have a guest, one guest in the gallery. And Colorado Congressman Jared Polis is inviting an undocumented immigrant.
And Denver 7's Lance Hernandez spoke with Representative Polis today and his guest, Oscar Juarez Luna. They want to send a message to the president, Lance.
They certainly do, Ann, and that message is that there is a human impact to the decisions President Trump makes every day. In the case of immigration, millions of people are living with heightened fear of deportation or family breakups. Now, 25-year-old Oscar Juarez Luna is one of them. He came to the U.S. as a kid and is here under the provisions or the previous administration's DACA program. Now, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, that's what that is. Under DACA, prosecutors can defer removal action for a certain period of time. Oscar's been working and paying taxes while President Trump has talked about discontinuing DACA.
Now it's under the new administration is something that I fear day by day, that maybe my parents wouldn't come home from work, or that they wouldn't come home to show up for us and for the rest of my family. So it's definitely a different environment.
Oscar is somebody who was a high school soccer captain. He wanted to join the military, did very well in junior ROTC, was ineligible because of his documentation status. He'd probably be fighting to defend our freedoms today if he was allowed to.
Now, Congressman Polis says people like Oscar are an important part of making our country greater. He said it's important for President Trump to see that. Ann?